Hey y'all, hey, welcome back. It's me, Dr. Naima. This is Neural Insights with Dr. Naima, where we explore practical solutions to challenges we face every day in our mental health, parenting, relationships, and our well being. I'm Dr. Naima, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that affects millions of families worldwide: parenting a child with ADHD. In this episode, we'll be exploring evidence based approaches, effective parenting styles, behavior interventions, reinforcement strategies, and the importance of creating structure and routines. So, whether you're a parent, a teacher, a professional, or anyone who interacts with children, stick around for tips that can make a difference, a real difference. Parenting a child with ADHD can sometimes feel like you're navigating a storm without a map. ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects a child's ability to focus, control impulses, regulate their energy, start tasks, plan tasks, complete tasks. But the good news is that there are evidence based strategies that can make a significant difference. Today, we're going to unpack those strategies so you can feel empowered and confident as a parent, as a teacher, as a professional, as a service provider. Let's start with understanding the key components of effective parenting styles for children with ADHD. In general, children with ADHD benefit from a parenting approach that is structured, predictable, and consistent. Here are a few parenting styles that can be incredibly effective. And if you're someone who's working with parents, these are things that you can share with the parents that you work with. One, positive parenting. Positive parenting is grounded in the idea that we can shape behavior through positive reinforcement. This means focusing on your child's strengths and providing them with praise and rewards for their efforts. It's essential to catch them being good. That's always something that feels good when you're caught doing the right thing, when you're caught doing what's expected of you, especially when they're making progress, no matter how small. This helps to boost their self esteem and motivation, which is crucial for children with ADHD who may often feel like they're falling short in comparison to others. Two, authoritative parenting. Authoritative parenting is another highly effective approach. It combines warmth and structure. Some people get caught up on the warmth that they want their child to feel the warmth but they forget about the structured part. You want to set clear expectations for behavior, but you also want to support and understand when your child is struggling. This parenting style is especially helpful for children with ADHD as it balances firm boundaries with a nurturing environment. Children thrive in environments where they know what is expected of them, but also feel safe to express their emotions and their frustrations. You want to create a safe space for your children. Three, consistent and structured parenting. Lastly, consistency is key. Children with ADHD often feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, and they do best in environments where routines and rules are predictable. When you implement consistent rules, routines, and consequences, it reduces the anxiety your child might experience and it helps them to stay on track. Now that we've talked about effective parenting styles, let's move into a place of one of the most important elements of parenting a child with ADHD, and that's behavioral interventions. Behavioral interventions are strategies that teach new behaviors by reinforcing positive actions and discouraging negative ones. These are tailored to help children with ADHD improve their attention, control impulses, and enhance their social skills. So the fourth is behavioral interventions. One of the most commonly used techniques is behavioral interventions. One of the most commonly used techniques in behavior interventions is called behavior modification. This is a term that we hear very often. This involves rewarding desired behaviors and giving consequences for undesired ones. The goal is to encourage positive behaviors while reducing the negative ones or the maladaptive behaviors. For example, you might create a reward system where your child earns points or tokens for completing tasks, which can later be exchanged for a privilege or a reward. Another important strategy is the token system. Token systems are great because they break down big tasks into smaller, manageable steps and give children tangible rewards for completing them. This can work really well for children with ADHD because they often struggle to focus on long-term goals. Smaller, immediate rewards keep them motivated and on track. 5, reinforcement strategies. Let's talk about reinforcement strategies, which are essential to behavior interventions. These strategies help to increase the likelihood that a positive behavior will be repeated. There are two types of reinforcement to consider: positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is when you give a reward such as verbal praise, time, extra playtime, a small treat, whenever your child demonstrates a desired behavior, and so on. Negative reinforcement involves removing something unpleasant when your child behaves well. For example, if your child completes their homework on time, you might allow them to skip a chore. Who wouldn't want to skip a chore? Both types of reinforcement are essential, but it's important to tailor them to what motivates your child. Some children are more motivated by verbal praise, while others respond better to tangible rewards or privileges. It's important in these instances to have conversations with your child to do a reinforcement understanding on what's going to reinforce them. Okay, so you want to assess what are the things that are going to really motivate my child to do well. Now we're going to talk about the importance of structure and routines. Structure is not just about having a routine, it's about consistency and predictability. Children with ADHD often struggle with executive functions, skills like management, organization, and planning, actually executing what they need to execute to complete a task. Having a structured routine helps them manage these challenges and feel a sense of accomplishment. Set up daily routines with clear expectations for when tasks should be done. For example, use visual schedules and checklists for your child so that they can see what needs to be done throughout the day. So for my child, he has a checklist outside his door. Now I'm teaching him to use his notes with the little bubbles that you can you can click on the bubble and it'll give you a check mark. Teaching him how to be in control of that for himself. Make sure your child's environment is organized also. Limit distractions and keep things in the same place every day. I have a good friend that says to her children, if everything has a place and it's in its place, then it won't be misplaced. Duh! My son now knows to keep his book bag at the door whenever he finishes his homework. He knows that his keys belong in a certain place inside his book bag. That way, when he gets home, he's not looking for it and scavenging around for it. For me, I make sure my keys remain inside my purse that I'm using and that it's with my wallet. I keep that all in one location. When I get home, I don't put it down. I make sure it all goes in that one location. So when Reynard and I are getting ready for school and work in the morning, there's no anxiety or frustration because everything's in a specific place. We're not looking for things. This can help reduce frustration and anxiety. Before I wrap up, I want to remind you these strategies take time and consistency. Parenting a child with ADHD isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Celebrate those small wins along the way. Give yourself grace. Remember that seeking professional support when needed, is also a great step toward helping your child succeed. Sometimes we can't do it all, y'all. We need to call on our village. If you found today's episode helpful, I encourage you to subscribe and follow Dr. Naima Giving Hope on YouTube, where we share more in-depth content and strategies for mental health, relationships, parenting, whole person well-being. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Dr_Naima_ and at Giving Hope LLC for more insights and updates. And don't forget to check out our app, I Feel in Color. Head to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the I Feel in Color app today to start your journey toward emotional well-being and mental clarity. Follow us with our app on Instagram at I Feel in Color for inspiration and updates. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Neuro Insights with Dr. Naima. Together, we're building a supportive community, and I'm here to give you hope every step of the way. Until next time, take care, stay positive, and keep pushing forward. Be blessed and continue to be a blessing. Thank you for watching.